Oh, hello there.
Can't see you.
How you doing? Here we have our ink. We have a fancy brush. And today we're going to do an ink painting of an organic plant. And to start, some of the Zen painters, what they would do is sort of trace their movements, kind of practice their movements before they would actually go and dedicate it to the actual page. So it's a good idea to kind of think about the mark that you're about to make before you actually execute it. And what you can see is you can put just a little bit of ink, it'll kind of saturate on the brush and bring the brush to a nice tip here. And I'm just going to kind of practice my mark before I actually make it. Like so. Do kind of the back here a little bit of where this is going to be. My edge here. And then what I want you to do is just kind of follow one plant, one spot. And you can see with the brush you can make it look like a leaf. And you can kind of follow down and look at the undulations on that stem there as it moves and make it thinner. Now I'm using just a regular artist brush. You might have an artist brush, but I also gave you those bamboo brushes. They actually go to a finer point than this. And you don't have to be too fussy and continue to trace over your lines. Just kind of do it once. Just try to make it happen in one stroke. Find one spot. And work on all of the individual leaves that you see. I feel like we should have music or something. Get you into the Zen mood. Probably something soft. Some piano music, maybe some Eric Satie, some Radiohead, or some like concertos, some classical music. I wouldn't go with Bonnie likes the future funk. I probably wouldn't go with that. That might be a little too upbeat. But if you get into kind of the zone of following with all of these individual little marks, and let the ink do some of the work for you. Like look at all of these sprouts that are at the bottom. You kind of do all of these at once. Do a lot of looking. Do actually a lot of looking at what your still life is in front of you. Follow some of these up like so. I like that. That one that was dope. That one looked good. That's real nice. You got some nice undulations. Try to follow, see how so I'm going to trace this one right here. You can kind of go around and make the leaf bigger, thinner, thicker in some spots, and then maybe highlight one section to kind of give you a sense of depth. Here's this big guy in the front here, same kind of idea. You kind of just follow along that. Imagine almost that you're tracing it. You see the leaf where it gets split in the center, give it a little bit of depth where it kind of curves out. Another thing that you can do is I've got this cup full of water, and it just takes a little bit. So you can just kind of dip and add a little bit of gradation to it by saying, here looks maybe like it should be a little bit gray. Look, I can do a nice little wash there. And just keep kind of working that way too. If you want to do some more subtlety, like this leaf here coming off of this branch looks like it's facing away from us, so maybe it makes sense for it to be lighter, like so. I should have had Carly do this. Carly's pretty good at this. If you've ever seen her little watercolor paintings that she does, maybe I'll share one on Schoology. She does these little watercolor paintings where she's got a lot of plant babies. I believe she has 28 plants in our house. It looks like a regular jungle inside of our house. When COVID's over, I'll have to invite you guys over. We'll have dinner at our house or something. And you'll see all of her little plant babies and brass creatures all over the house. But she's really good at doing this kind of thing, like just making a little smudgy mark look beautiful. That's the thing. It's like ink is kind of messy and it's runny. It kind of has these like little parts where maybe it drips or starts and turns a little bit. Use that to your advantage. Just kind of go with it and address it, see how it's looking. And if you need to add anything to it, you can always come back to it. Like I said before, you can come back into this with charcoal or pen and ink, a Sharpie, whatever, what have you, to make this look a little bit more detailed if you wanted to. But just really explore what the ink can do in and of itself. And this is me just kind of fussing around for about 5 minutes. I'm kind of feeling it. I think it looks good. But of course, yours is going to be much better because you're going to spend a little more time with it. Peace.